Hey everybody, recognize that the light here isn't exactly perfect for a video, but I wanted to give you guys an update and thank you for all your prayers about my mom. Last night I went on Facebook and appealed for prayers because I believe in the power of prayers, and as a believer, if I don't reach out, I'm showing lack of faith. So I decided as a believer in prayer that I should let everyone know about my mom. Just a little background, I'm up in Tennessee. I moved away from Orlando 6 months ago, and after about 4 months of being up here, late February, we found out that my mom had some cancer. And what made it doubly hard was the fact that I'm up here and I had already signed up for a knee replacement, which doesn't make me exactly mobile to go back and forth to Orlando. So I've been really relying on my sister and my brother-in-law to make trips from West Palm Beach to attend to my mom. But anyways, the reason I reached out for prayer last night and the reason that you guys really responded with a praise report that I'm about to tell you is that she has had a infection off and on for the last 8 weeks, on top of having cancer, and of course she's halfway through the chemo and the radiation treatments, which by themselves are enough for a 78, 79-year-old lady to have to endure. And then you throw in this variable, or this underlying internal infection that keeps coming and going and coming and going and coming and going. We've been around the world 3 or 4 times with the infection, as she's right in the middle of radiation and chemotherapy, which is a 2-month process. So she's right in the 1 month point where you become your weakest and your sickest. Out of the whole 2 months, the middle is the worst part. So I spoke to my mom last night, and it was not a pretty phone call. She felt cooped up and felt like you would after spending so much time in the hospital, and that's all you want to do, is to stop having people do things to you in the hospital and return to the comfort of your own house. But the praise report is this, that I reached out in faith and you guys came through big time. And one of the things that I was trying to do, in addition to posting the prayer request, at night I'm trying to reach 3 of her doctors who are supposedly working in concert with one another. And today, which is Wednesday, they had planned for my mother a normally scheduled chemo and radiation, and they were going to be installing a new stent inside of her. So I called all 3 oncologists, infectious disease person, and gynecologist to call me today to ask those 3 people if she had the strength for all of these procedures in one day. And none of them called me back, which wasn't surprising. I'm not upset about that. But the result that I was praying for, that was not my idea, but was the idea of the Holy Spirit, after talking to my mom, I knew that having a radiation chemo day along with putting in a stent in the middle of the worst part of her radiation and chemo treatment was not going to be a good cocktail. So I was never able to express to any of the specialists or any of the main oncologist who's driving the bus and taking all things into consideration, I was not able to give them my opinion, which was brought on by the Holy Spirit, that she couldn't handle all these items in one day. As it turns out, you're not going to believe this, but here's the punchline. They, without my input, just decided to put the stent in today, give her the day off of chemo and radiation, and just let her feel good for today. Now the chemo and radiation starts up again, which is fine, but I just wanted to let everyone know that God does answer prayers, and I want to thank you for your prayers. And without me having this great idea to pass on, which I didn't even get to pass on, the message got passed on. And the doctors did the right thing, in my opinion. Let's hope that, I'm no doctor. I hope that everyone's copacetic with giving Mom the day off when that's all they wanted to do was all their procedures. And without checking between the 3 specialists, sometimes you can get into trouble that way. So anyways, God bless. Thank you for the prayers. More updates to come. Bye-bye.